Hello, party people. Hello, it's Randee for Thunderhorse Descendant. I am going to show you guys how to make this cute little heart keychain today using the printed wood beads from Beebeecraft. So, many of you know that I am part of the cooperation program for Beebeecraft, and I will leave all of that in the link. If you are interested in doing the same, I will put that in the description box, along with a list of all of the items that we're going to use today in order to make this super cute project. So, without further ado, let's jump into it. So, first of all, let's talk about the beads. These beads are beads that I got and I've reviewed in another video, and I will link that down below as well if you want to check that out. But these beads came from Beebeecraft. They are 16 by 7 millimeter printed wood beads, and they're currently on sale on the website for $2.36, and you get I don't know how many you get, but it's a lot. It's like this whole bag. So I just pulled some of these out so we can take a closer look at them and see the design. I'm going to pick one out that we're going to use today. This is just a handful that I grabbed out of the bag. There is quite a bunch of different ones in there. So I think that I will go with, look, this one looks kind of worn. I kind of like that. Oh, obviously I do. Look at this. It's the same one that I used before. So not that one. Okay, let's try this one. Okay, so we will use that one. And then other things that you're going to need for this project. All you're going to need is your large wood bead, your keychain ring of your choosing. I'm using this one. I did pick these up, these heart ones. I did purchase those on Beebeecraft as well, so I will link that below. And then also we're going to be utilizing some of the leather cording that I had gotten from them as well to make this project. So you're going to need that. As far as tool goes, we need a large silver jump ring. Here I have a large silver jump ring. And as far as tools go, all you need to make this project is Loctite super glue. This super glue can be purchased at any craft store. It can be purchased at Hobby Lobby or Walmart or Target, or basically anywhere they sell super glue, they usually have this. You're also going to need a chain nose, and I use a flat nose plier for opening and closing jump rings. When I open and close my jump rings, I use two. Moral of the story is you're going to need something to open the large jump ring and attach the leather to the keychain ring. So you're going to want to use, I use Loctite super glue, the control gel control. This is the one that I use. And then all you're going to need is a scissor. So this is the entirety of all of the things that you're going to need to make this super cute project. Alright, so let's get started. The first thing that we're going to do, I'm going to zoom you out here. The first thing that we're going to do is we are just going to cut this leather. Now, there's no rhyme or reason to this. You can make these as long or as short as you want. I am going to pull out about 2 feet. And we'll start with that. So you could also use leather scrap, you could use string, you could use, whatever you want to use. So all I'm doing is I'm just, make sure I get this in the frame. So I'm just folding it in half and I'm going to cut. We want to make it so we have about 6 pieces of string. Okay, so you just keep going like this until you get about 6 pieces. So now I have 4. And I don't think I can cut that again without getting it too short, so I'm going to cut another little piece, and I'm just going to cut that in half. There we go. Okay, so I will say with this leather, I've tried it on a couple different projects. It is, because it's rolled up on this card, you kind of got to pull it and work it to get it to be, you know, not bendy like that. All right, so I'm going to take all of these and we're going to find the middle. Just kind of like working them and rubbing them, trying to get them straightened out a little bit. Okay. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another little piece of scrap leather. So this is just a scrap that I had laying around. So this is what I got. I'm going to put this through on top of my finger, and we're going to use this as a leader. Okay? So I'm going to take my bead, holding on to everything so it doesn't go flying, and I'm just going to put these leader strings through my bead. And you kind of want to keep this tight because as you pull it through, you kind of want it to be even, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to pull this through. Gotta just wiggle the bead. It's going to pop out. These wood beads, all wood beads have that on the inside. Their holes aren't always perfect. So, okay. So then once we're here, we're going to maneuver this just to get it kind of straightened out. Now, this is just a personal preference. I like it to be, you can do that by, I wouldn't pull individually. I just kind of like wiggle these around like this so that you can, this one is being problematic. Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to put this down, and I'm going to grab my Loctite super glue, and we're going to glue our bead into place. So I'm going to pull this down a little bit. And this is why it's important, because you're going to glue this bead now. So you want, all you're going to do is push the bead up like this. So you don't want this. You see this? So you got to make sure that you got those kind of worked out the way you want them to be worked out. And even. All right, so I think that should be good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some, I'm going to pull this down about 1.5 inches, and I'm going to start with my glue. I'm going to just go around with my glue on there, because as you put the glue on and you slide the bead up, it is going to move up on the leather when you move the bead. Okay? So you don't want to use, you don't got to use like a whole bunch. You just want to use what you need. Okay. So there, and then now we're just going to move it up. I'm going to twist a little bit as I go, holding tightly. And the reason I'm twisting is so that that glue is getting all over inside the bead and on the leather. So you can move it up until you feel comfortable. I think that looks pretty good there. I'm going to take this out of there. Now, this one is looking a little wonky. It's okay though. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry. You know, they say you don't have to let this stuff dry too much, but I am going to let it dry, and then we will come back. It's just a couple, like 2 minutes. All right, I think we're dry now. So we're going to move into connecting our findings. Super easy. Move this up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so all I'm using to connect the findings is my chain nose plier and my square nose plier. So you're going to open your jump ring, put your jump ring through the top of the leather, and onto the keychain. Close it back up. These jump rings that I have are super crazy heavy duty. There we go. Make sure it's on there. Okay. Okay. So this is what we have thus far. And then from here, it's super simple. All you have to do is give it a haircut. So now what you could do is, here, we'll try it. I didn't do this on the last one, but you could add a few beads. I happen to have these ones laying here. So you could just add a couple beads, tie a knot, give it a little something extra. You know, just a simple knot, maybe a couple. We'll put a couple on. You could just tie knots in these, in the, you know, without the beads if you didn't have any. Whatever. Just jazz it up a little, maybe one more. No rhyme or reason to this. So, just put the beads on there. I am tying the beads up pretty high because I intend to cut a lot of this off. And, I mean, you could leave it as long as you want, but when I'm thinking about when it's on my keys, I'm also adding in this additional part here, which is about 2.5 inches before you even get down here, you know? So, I'll just move you up a tad here. There we go. So then when you go in for the cutting, I'm just going to make sure that I'm not cutting by them knots. And just going to give her a trimsy. All right. And just like that, we got us a cute little keychain. Isn't that cute? Now, if you wanted to, you could go in, you could hit these knots with a little bit of glue. If that makes you feel more comfortable. I always like to cut my knots at an angle, just because that's a personal preference. Get you down there. Isn't that cute? Here is the other one. So this one has beads. This one does not have beads, dependent on your preference. Cute, right? And then these have hooks. So you could, you could put keys on here. This is a legitimate key ring. You could clip this to your keys, clip it to your purse, you know, whatever you want to do. But this is what I will be making with some of my printed wood beads. Like I said, I have quite a few different ones, so I'm excited about that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you will give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment, subscribe to my channel. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.